Hi, I'm Richard Ashworth, and I'm here to talk to you about the monkey. The monkey being yang metal. The monkey is the joker of the Chinese pantheon. The monkey is the sign of the stand-up, the sign of the wit, also very hands-on, the sign of the mechanic. But this kind of jokey, irreverent kind of approach to the world, which in Mian Shang you can often see in people's faces, is the abiding characteristic. In the Chinese folk story, the monkey is said to have jumped to the moon to find the Akashic record so as to destroy the records of his mischief. That's the monkey. The monkey is a monkey. Now, you will probably think you're a monkey because you were born in 1944, 1956, 1968, 1980, 1992 or 2004. And of course you'd be right, though careful with when the years begin and end. But that will relate particularly to your deepest history. So it'll relate to family patterns, DNA patterns, traditions, those kinds of things, ancestors, also parents, also grandparents. No big deal as to whether you identify the year pillar, your year, as being about your grandparents or your parents, because there can be a pedantic argument about that, because from a symbolic standpoint they're pretty much the same thing. But the year pillar does a lot of heavy lifting. So it is what is about you that is obvious, that is visible, that is physical, and it's most easily affected by outside influences. Which is why you can often say accurate things about celebrities just based on their year, if you think about that. But you will also be a monkey, is my point, if you were born in the month of August, but it will apply to you differently. If you're born, and Chinese August begins about the 6th perhaps, and if you're born in that month, these qualities of mischief and practicality and hands-on and ability to calculate will apply to the work environment, educational environment, your peers, your exes, and so on, siblings. If you were born on the day of the monkey, which happens every 12 days, but you need a calendar to find it, or you could contact someone. I'm teaching this stuff all the time, one-to-one via Zoom, and I'm drafting Barzis for people all the time as well, debriefing one-to-one via Zoom. So I can tell you those things if you want to email me. But you need a calendar, you need a device to find your Chinese day stem, day pillar. But the day stem, the character that qualifies the branch of the day, so if the day, for instance, was a water rabbit, not the rabbit but the water bit, is very much who you are. That's how a Chinese master would look at a Barzi and say, this is very much pinning you down. And the branch would be your true partner, like it or not. The hour pillar is more about your dreams, your future, your kids, your secret self-talk, things you don't even tell anyone else about. Those things are all related if you think about it. Especially speaking as a parent, those things are very much in the same area of country. You may also have what's called a life house, which if I draft your Barzi I'll explain to you, but broadly it's about aspirations that you might perhaps follow or not. It might or might not be a good idea and you have to make up your mind, but that's a life house. Anyway, that's who a monkey is. Also, if you're born between 1500 and 1700 hours PM, so late-ish afternoon. So the image of the three wise monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil, is a reasonable summary of the qualities of the monkey. They don't want to get over-involved. Yang metal and a particularly quirky primate. This is typically someone who shrinks from deep involvement. In elemental terms, this often amounts to too much yang metal. What is meant by yang metal is essentially precision and hence competition. Often the monkey is so competitive he does not dare enter the race. Precision, metal is about precision, metal is about being right. If it's about precision, it's about getting it right. Ultimately, it's about being right. And if you go too far, it's about killing people because you don't think they're right. Ideological war is a monkey thing. As well as competitive, the monkey is typically charming, lovable, dexterous, logical, quick-witted and exact, and ideological revolution There was a bit of a misunderstanding in 1776 on the other side of the Atlantic over our tea bags, if I remember rightly. Very straightforward disagreement, monkey disagreement, ideological. We're not going to be part of your game if you don't let us vote, and we don't want your tea bags. The balanced monkey uses these qualities constructively: logic, wits, and precision, and in the service of his fellow man. The unbalanced monkey, we say on August's birthday in the late afternoon, because that will be several monkeys, does not clean up behind himself. He is, in short, a monkey, and he needs to be careful that his humour is not malicious. The weakness of a monkey's humour is that it is at someone's expense, which is not necessarily the case in order to be funny. So let that be a lesson to you. The monkey is often the most acquisitive as well as the gentlest beast, but he is above all competitive. In the extreme, this means warfare. In its milder forms, it is the ruthless competition that involves belief that another's gain is our loss, a belief in shortage. This is a painful mistake. It's what leads to steroid abuse in athletics and ballet dancing in the Premiership penalty box, i.e. score a goal at whatever cost. A water monkey like Spurs' Son Heung-min must have learned this lesson early, because he's not the kind of guy who does that. He appears to focus on goals rather than on adulation, and that is another lesson, that if we know who we are, we don't have to behave in a robotic kind of way. So knowing Bazi is one way of knowing who we are. Pretty much all monkeys subscribe to this delusion, and unless and until they learned not to through hard experience, that games are win-lose, and that is not a necessary state of the world. And surely learning this stuff is in order to learn not to be run by it. As you'd expect, a monkey's pitfall is frivolity. The monkey is assigned to stand up. If he can't win, he takes the mickey. Their natural allies, however, are the more ponderous rat and dragon. Rat often is not amused, and dragon is in a different kind of a world. Those three are a pretty heavy-duty grouping, and they are incredibly creative, the three of them. They don't particularly get on with each other individually, but as a group they're extraordinarily powerful. Dominant rats and egotistical dragons are not, as a rule, a bundle of laughs. The monkey, however, usually is. And together these three get stuff done. So many big revolutions, including those of ideas, involve this team. So many years of revolutions, such as 1776, but also, for you people this side of the Atlantic, 1848, when almost everywhere was in revolution in Europe. Monkey years. 1968, similar kind of time, when whether you were on the barricades in Paris or whether you were celebrating spring in Prague. Monkey years. Or 1956, when you were celebrating pretty much nothing in Budapest. The influence of the powerful monkey, rat and dragon trio spreads everywhere. So you can take Sigmund Freud, Michelle Obama, even Jesus, if you take 32 as his AD as his birth year, some do. And you'll find not just those are dragons, but you'll find monkeys and rats making it happen. Monkey, rat, dragon makes it happen. The rat plots, the monkey gets out there and competes. Probably St. Paul, the man who sold Christianity to the world, was a monkey. Monkey for sure is Karen Armstrong, author of A History of God, founder of the Charter for Compassion, and arguably the most important thinker of the 21st century. This is a monkey who's learned to speak no evil while seeing much. If you want to understand forgiveness, which, by the way, is the conclusion of 90% of Bazis, if you want to understand forgiveness, the heart of all healing, read Armstrong. My job is to heal heartbreaks and allow dreams to come true. Well, healing heartbreaks is about forgiveness. Often making dreams come true is too. And Karen Armstrong is extraordinarily clear on that. The monkey, Karen Armstrong. The monkey also tends to understand the mechanical engine systems. He's the grease monkey, also the powder monkey. He's often also gifted at maths, science and argument, and suited to a career in engineering or the law, also accountancy. Unbalanced, he neglects all of the above. Even music. The monkey month of August spans Leo and Virgo, and to see him as a hybrid of Virgo control and Leo passion is probably not far from the truth. And remember that August is both the month of the hungry ghosts and of road rage. Beware the tiger, monkey's principal opposition at this time. On tiger days in the monkey month, stay off the roads. Tiger and monkey are in opposition to each other in a way that is best steered clear of. And with the snake days also, or snake times on those days, you get what's called a fire penalty, which is unwarranted interference, unsolicited advice, all that kind of stuff, sort of thing that gets up people's noses. So when the tiger and the snake meet the monkey without a pig present, there is trouble. That's the fire penalty. The monkey both cooperates with and fights the snake. They are what's called secret friends. They are the Chinese amulet for each other, but the monkey turns to water when he meets the snake, which means he discloses emotionally. He's not keen on that. Similarly, the snake turns to water, which means they are kind of diluted, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Quenched, put out. What does water do to fire? That one. So though they may fall in love, it's very, very tricky. If you know any monkey-snake combinations, very uneasy. A very long-suffering monkey wife might just about contain a snake husband. I wonder if you can think of examples of that. But the converse is hopelessly volatile. And the presence of the tiger pushes this competition over the edge. So if you had monkey and tiger married and a monkey baby, they might drive each other bonkers. Keep these three apart. The monkey must take care to mind her P's and Q's every February because it's the month of the tiger, and the monkey can be very careless with what they say. Monkey is not great naturally at empathy, and of course the point of not being great at empathy is to learn that you're not great at empathy, which will allow you to be great at empathy. In years like 2022 and 2025, the fire penalty is a constant, so 2 years away from now. Interference, invasion, interruption, unwanted advice, triangular relationships, as I said, so that's the monkey. Argumentative, practical, mischievous, and so competitive, sometimes he withdraws altogether because he doesn't know that he's going to win. You might say anything for a laugh, but it wouldn't be quite true. So that's the monkey.